What should we have for dinner? What should we eat? Should we go to the farmer's market or grab some fast food on the way home? You'll make decisions like this and more in Consumption, Food and Choices. Consumption is a worker placement resource management game designed by Karen Noble. It's all about food and choices. It's for 1 to 4 players, being published by Kolossal Games, and it's coming to Kickstarter February 21st. Let's look at the prototype components. There's a game board, player boards, cards, tiles, tokens, dice, bag, and more. Here's a quick overview. There are 6 rounds in the game. In each round, you'll select assistants, take actions, and then prepare for the next round. You're going to try to balance your food intake and activities to manage the nutrients that your body needs. The victory points that you earn reflect the overall health and happiness by the end of the game. At the beginning of each round, you'll select assistants. There are 6 assistants to choose from, and they are chosen in reverse turn order. Each assistant offers 2 options, but players can only choose one. There's the executive chef that helps with cooking, the fitness coach that will assist you when doing an activity or working out, the kitchen assistant that also helps with cooking, the life coach helps you need fewer food tokens to complete the turn, the personal shopper helps you when you shop, and the restaurateur helps you when you dine out. Then players take actions one at a time until all players have taken 4 actions. You could dine out at the Pizza to Go and take all the available food tokens, or the Chinese buffet and take food tokens from one available row. You could snack and place a food token from your kitchen into your body. You could go grocery shopping. You roll the 2 cravings dice and place them in the designated spots, and you spend up to $6. Tokens in the same row or column of the dice cost $1. Tokens outside of that cost $3, and any unavailable tokens cost $5, and you take those from the supply. At the farmer's market, you add tokens to your body or kitchen as directed on the card. You could take new recipes and or cook here. For recipes, you can select up to 3 face-up ones that you'll try to complete before the end of the game. You'll score negative points for incomplete ones. Cooking is how you move food onto these recipe cards. At the activities and workout space, you can take new activities and then work out to move up to 3 food tokens onto the activity cards. You can get some endgame points by completing unique activities, like a set of 4 unique completed activities get you 7 points. Then after all players have taken 4 actions, you'll prepare for the next round by refreshing the board using any of the end of the round abilities and more. Then after 6 rounds, the game is over and you'll go into final scoring. You'll add or subtract points based on the furthest token in each group. So here in the fruit and veggie section, I would get 5 points. You'll count up points from your completed recipe cards and sets of unique activities. You'll subtract points for having food in your kitchen or trash. And you'll subtract points from any incomplete recipes or activities. You'll subtract 10 points if you have fewer than 7 points of completed activities, and subtract 15 points if fewer than 12 points of completed recipes. And then whoever has the most points at the end of the game is going to win. When I first heard of Consumption, I thought it was going to be this small box, quick game that you play, but this is a medium weight strategy game that really has some meat to it. The dice mechanic is interesting and adds a little luck and variety to the game. You might really need a certain type of food, and rolling the right row or column is pretty fun when it happens. It makes it cheaper for you and sort of hurts others if they want that item later in the game to maybe make it more expensive. One of the interesting things in the game are the player boards. You could play a regular game where everyone has the standard diet, or you sort of can have this variable player powers, and their boards are all different. There's the vegetarian, there's the anti-inflammatory, the junk food junkie, paleo, and more. And we were actually talking to Karen, the designer, on our podcast, and she was saying there may even be a mini expansion in the game. And that will include like food allergies, and certain people might need to not have certain food items in their body, and you have to sort of work around that. Don't quote me. Check out the Kickstarter campaign for more on that, and you can actually listen to the whole conversation on our podcast. I'll put a link in the description below. The icons are clear and understandable, and the illustrations on the board are great. I love the place setting and the background on the player mat. This game plays in 1 to 2 hours depending on player count, and like I said earlier, it's a medium weight strategy game, maybe even a little bit more on the weight side. The choices are interesting, they're crunchy, and there's a lot to think about on what actions you want to take, and even when it's not your turn, there's things to think about. There's also a 2-player variant that has a little different board setup and adds out of stock cards for when you go shopping. And there's a solo mode where you are on a cleanse diet where you're trying to end the game with only water food tokens. The theme comes through not only in the art and illustrations, but also in the gameplay. It makes sense with what you're doing and trying to accomplish. And the cards, like these recipes, the German chocolate cake, the fish tacos, cheeseburger deluxe, the boneless buffalo chili, the cards, the activity cards, tennis, soccer, more, and the assistants, it all works together like this fitness coach, the executive chef, and more, and how they help you out during the game. So if this sounds like something you would enjoy, and you like worker placement games, you like resource management games, you like the theme, then check out Consumption, Food and Choices from Kolossal Games on Kickstarter. All I have to say is that this game is exquisite. We'd love for you to subscribe to Tantrum House. Thanks for putting up with me. Thanks for putting up with me. Thanks for putting up with me. Thanks for putting up with me.